So today I'm going to show you how to properly do a treatment on our Cineron Elos. The modality that I'm teaching you today is our IPL. So with IPL, we can either treat pigmentation or vascular conditions. Thoroughly doing a consultation with my client, we have decided that we are going to treat more of a pigmentation treatment today. So with IPL, you want to make sure that your client does have a pre-evaluation done. That means that they have actually met with our medical director, making sure that they hit all of the requirements of an IPL treatment. So after thoroughly doing a consult with my client, again, noting that we're doing more of a pigmented focused treatment, I have clinically cleansed her skin, meaning I've done 2 cleanses with rough gauze, making sure that the entire area is cleansed and ready to go. After I've cleansed, I'm going to decrease the skin with an alcohol prep pad, just making sure that there are no oils, any makeup, anything on the skin that could risk the laser not from penetrating our skin at all. Looking at our parameter sheet, we've determined the proper settings for her treatment today. We are noted on the pigment setting versus a vascular setting. For optics, we're at a 14, and for radio frequency, we are at a 5. For a sensitive area such as her forehead, underneath the eyes, nose, we will pop that in and it will lower her optics just a little bit. When we are ready to treat more of a fleshy, normal area, like her cheeks, her chin, her neck and décolleté, we can pop it into normal settings and it will put them right back up to 14 where we originally had them. When we have our settings all put in and we're ready to start our treatment, go ahead and press ready to begin. Alright, so I have applied blackout goggles. I've already gridded off with ultrasound gel in the area that I'm going to treat. So I'm going to grab my handpiece. Looking at the handpiece, it's a rectangular spot size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work from heart to hairline. So I'm going to start away from me and work towards me. I'm going to do a 50% overlap. So essentially looking at the stamp I just made in the ultrasound gel, that bottom line from the handpiece will be in the middle of my pulse for my next sequence. Remembering to keep both bars of radio frequency flush against the skin. So going around something like a forehead, you're going to adjust your handpiece to be able to make that flush. Okay. Going to my next row, I'm going to overlap just a little bit so that they match with the previous row that I did. So with my pulses and that 50% overlap, think of rungs on a ladder. Just like so for that section. So what I'll do now is put my machine in standby. I'm going to remove this gel and wipe it on the towel next to me. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side of the forehead. I'm going to tilt her head just a little bit so that this area here of the temple is easier for me to treat, and I'm going to apply some gel there. I'm going to do a small section just because it's not a big area to begin with, but I'm going to make a note of where I ended with that forehead area. If you need to, you can move the goggles a little bit lower so that it's an easier access point for that. So I'm going to put my machine in ready, and again, start from the bottom and work up. So work from heart to hairline in that 50% overlap ladder formation. Just like that. So I'm again going to put my machine in standby, remove this gel here, and move that goggle strap just up a little bit so that it's out of my way for the next section that I'm going to do. Sectioning off my gel on underneath the eye, upper cheekbone area. I usually go from the bottom of the nostril over to the ear. So you're working from a small section up this way to match that temple section that we just did. So remember, the application thickness is thicker than a dime, thinner than a nickel. Putting my machine in ready, I'm going to start from the outside and work my way in. So I'm going to start as far over as I can, but just making sure that I don't go over any area that has hair. So I'm going to start, turn it a little bit more front. Perfect. Don't be afraid to ask your client to adjust their head if you need to be able to access an area better. So I'm going to start at the bottom of that section, making sure that I'm treating an area that is fully covered with ultrasound gel with that 50% overlap ladder formation. Making sure that I'm picking my handpiece straight up rather than sliding it across the skin. I want to make sure that I see that little stamp imprint of the handpiece in the ultrasound gel. I've now finished with that section, so I'm going to put my machine in standby. Remove this gel. And apply new clean gel to a new section. How I section off the lower portion of the cheek is I go from the marionette line all the way to the ear. Making sure to overlap just a small portion of that previous section so that they are fully treated. So even though I'm applying gel to a larger section, I'm actually going to use my tongue depressor to separate the gel so that it's not such a large area treated all at once. So what you can do is take your tongue depressor and actually make a line just like that so that you'll start lower and go higher and just working within a small section here. So I'll put my machine in ready. I want to make sure that I start just below the jawline so that it blends in perfectly instead of just having a line of demarcation along her jawline. So I'll start over as close to the ear as much as I can. Again, with that 50% overlap ladder formation and making sure that I'm matching up with that previous section I had before. Going around the jawline, you want to make sure you're adjusting your handpiece properly so that those 2 bars for radial frequency are flush on the skin. So I've treated this small section within the lower cheek that I sectioned off. So now what I can do is I can treat this small section here of that lower cheek area. Making sure 50% overlap. I'm adjusting my handpiece to curve with the formation of her face. Okay, and just like that, that lower cheek is done. So I'm going to put my machine in standby and remove this gel that I just treated. So now that all I have left is her nose, her lip, and then the center of her chin. So if you mark off on each side the marionette line, when you're finished with the lower side of the cheek on the left side, all you have left is this small area here that you can do all in one setting. And it's just small enough area that it's easy to do. So for the nose, what I'm going to do is apply some fresh new gel. Letting them know that you might have to pinch their nose a little bit and kind of maneuver it so that you can get a flush connection with that skin. reminding them that they can breathe through their mouth so that they don't have to hold their breath for a certain amount of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply fresh gel, like I mentioned. One side at a time. Putting my machine in ready, okay? What I have found easiest is to pinch the opposite side that you're treating and kind of pull their tip off to the side, making sure that this line, or this bar of radio frequency, lines up with the edge of their nostril and pulse. Making sure that you treat as much of their nose as necessary, making sure that it is flush with the skin as well. So once we've treated that, we're going to remove that gel. We'll wipe it off on the towel to the side. Treating the lip, I'm going to ask my client, will you tuck your upper lip for me? Seeing as how that opened up that upper lip area even more than if she wasn't tucking it in. Sure we're not treating an area again onto the cheek side. Putting my machine in ready. Making sure that again I am working from heart to hairline, so I'm working towards myself. You want to make it so that the edge of the spot size is not on her lip at all. You would hate for something to happen on her lip. So we're going to line it up perfectly and pulse. With that 50% overlap, just like so. And then you would treat the other half of the lip in the same direction. Like I mentioned before, doing the other half of the face, all that we will have left is the center of the chin. So we'll apply new gel to that area. Between the marionette lines and going just a tad below the chin, just to blend in that treatment. So then what you'll do is go below, adjusting your handpiece with that 50% overlap. Lifting up your handpiece, not sliding it across the skin with that gel. Perfect. I'm going to put my machine in standby. Remove this gel that I just treated with. Using a white pencil, I've graphed off a small area, like how I would do it for a neck or a décolleté treatment area. It is a big area for the neck and the décolleté, so we just want to make sure that you use your proper overlap of 50%, moving towards the hairline, so from heart to hairline. So in this section, I would section it in half and start at the bottom and work up, bottom and work up. Once I was done with this section, I would move up to this one and work from the bottom and go up, just like that. I would use this same grid off on the décolleté as well, just making sure that we follow a small gridded area to achieve proper overlap. Now that I've finished my IPL treatment, I will then call in an instructor for a post-check, making sure that any pulses that might need an extra overlap, things like that, we can then proceed to do. If everything looks great and wonderful, I would then proceed to apply the 2 cold towels that my protocol calls for, proceeding with products of phytocorrective gel or phytocorrective mask, and then epidermal repair cream. After I apply those products, I would walk my client up to the beauty bar, talking about any products that would focus more towards on pigmentation, like what we talked about in our consultation, and then applying the sunscreen to my client. After that, I would walk them to the front desk to schedule their next appointment.